challenged me. They said, Lashon, I dare you make caregiving a career path. Because when you think of caregivers, you're like, yeah, that's just a caregiver. That's just a homemaker. And they said, I dare you make it a career path. So if you start here as a home care worker, then we can train them as CNAs and LPNs. And then now our workforce would be better. But I tell you, go back to my mama. The lady was a caregiver for 30-some years, and I didn't know what she was doing. But listen, this is the caveat. When I started with Addis Home Care 15 years ago, I said, Mom, what agency do you work for? She said, Addis. I'm like, oh, Lord. So my mama has been a caregiver for the company that I'm now vice president with. And I said, listen, I'll catch a case for my caregiver.
Not a case.
A case.
Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Listen, we're going to close out. And I know we don't want to close out. We can talk some more, but we're going to close out with a question. You mentioned maternal health. We also talked about the red states not expanding Medicaid. What are some of the things that you see going forward for those states that won't expand Medicaid in terms of the health equity that we're talking about now? That we can, who wants to start?
I can start because, again, this is a #1 priority for us this year, and there are 10 states that have not expanded Medicaid. And I'll just give you an example with Texas, which is gonna be a giant, right? Unless there are significant changes with all of the leadership, it's gonna be tough. It starts even with changing the perception. We started talking about a little bit up here on what the face of Medicaid is. And oftentimes they only see a black face, not working, need to get, and so we're changing that perception for them. It's veterans, it's farmers. So we need to bring in those conservative voices. We have to work with them. Because a clear example is in North Carolina, when they were trying to pass Medicaid expansion. For years, they had no success with leadership. Their leadership didn't change. They had a conservative voice that came across, and he flipped the script. I don't know what come to Jesus moment he had. He never expressed it, whether it was a family issue or whatever, but just change. And that caused, and when he started to speak out publicly around it, that caused some of his party members to come and enabled that to go for a vote and successfully pass. So we need some courageous folks in the conservative party to step outside their comfort level and do what's right and not what's popular, and come on over and be bold. And once you have one,
That's right.
they'll start to come around. So we have to be prepared in state government and in this lobbying arena. We have to be prepared with our coalitions, with things to move when we do get that champion. So it's a battle in terms of postpartum extension. There's 2 states left, including one of my territories in Arkansas. So we are working. It doesn't have to look the same. We just need to get to 12 months for every mom postpartum to get coverage for 12 months. So it is a challenge, but you have to have people who are committed to it.
In Florida, the Medicaid expansion, postpartum expansion was done by a black legislator. I just want to mention that.
So I think for March of Dimes, what we're looking at, supporting similar issues around Medicaid expansion, postpartum extension,